Satisfaction. A little less talk and a little bit action. Episode 86, Transferable Experience Podcast. You here with your boy, Jew. Here with my good friend, brother, confidant, Ed. Ed, how you doing?
Good, man. I'm good.
Welcome to another episode, man. I guess I pop it off. You know, I'm coming off my birthday weekend. Had a great time, and like I've been saying in episodes prior, you know, it's definitely a introspective time, you know, because you looking at yourself, you marking yourself, grading yourself, like, you know, what's life like for you up until this point.
Yep.
And throughout the week, I was very ejected or dejected or removed this week, like just from like everything. Like, it wasn't too many social interactions. There was 3 days straight where me and my Corey just sat here and watched basketball. Nobody talked. I cooked and everything. We just talked. We just listened to music and watched the game. But it was good because it was just what we needed. It was just perfect silence, you know?
Yeah.
And I needed that, you know? I was just like ordering my thoughts and ordering my emotions, you know?
Yeah.
And it worked out for me, and it made me realize, like, I'm happy where I'm at. And I'm proud of, you know, everything I've done up until this time. So it's kind of like where my heart was at. Outside of that, I did have a great little post birthday. You know, Sunday we had a nice little brunch and stuff like that. Chiefs lost, but that's all right. You know what I mean? We still bounced back. We bounced back. We lost to the Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we lost.
That day was so long. I forgot about that.
It was a long day. I
forgot about that part.
It was a long day. It was
like
long.
I think about when we watched the Cowboys game, but I forgot. Yeah, we did watch the Chiefs and Bills play.
Yeah, we did. But it was a good time. You know, I saw everybody. You know, all my loved ones and things like that. So I just been, you know, this week, of course, working out in the gym. Got me a good little sweat. Working up. I need to get some more workout clothes because, like, I cycle through them too fast. I noticed that. And I don't want that to be a reason why I don't go. I had to go in some sweatpants, though. And I don't really work out in sweatpants.
That's what I say. You went like, I just work out. You know, that's just my bag. That's my bag. Sweatpants, hoodie.
I like to have my knees exposed when I'm working.
You know, I'm actually starting to wear shorts now since I be running. Cause
that's what I'm saying. You got to lift that knee. You gotta
I'm not there yet where I can run in sweatpants.
So, anyway, that's what I've been on. Family good, friends good, you know, everything been good.
Anyways, life's great.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I just caught that. But no, great time, man. You know, what about you, Ed, man? What's been going on in your life?
I don't know, man. This week has been pretty cool. You know, I'm just getting deeper and deeper in the boxing, and it's such a technical thing, and I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a metaphor for life because it's like once you think you got something else down, something else come that's a new challenge that it presents you with. And I think that's what I like the most because it's like, because I get like not notes, but you kind of tell me what I need to work on after our session. And it's like, I take that and I like kind of fixate on that. Then the next time that's corrected, but now it's something else. So, I've been enjoying it, man. It's a constant journey, and been trying to take it more, you know, serious, even more serious now as far as trying to get my cardio together. So I've been running my miles, doing my jump roping and shadow boxing more, trying to get my conditioning up.
How is that implementation look in your life? Like, how do you implement something like that in your life? Is it a gradual thing, or is it just like you can flip the switch?
You know me, man. The irony, you know, I have a long history with running and stuff, but it's not really my thing now. So cardio, it is not as natural, like something that was just easy for me to implement. I have to actually be intentional and make a conscious effort because I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it, and it's hard. Because I thought that today, actually, because I was like, man, I need to go on a run because I went to the fair yesterday, and you know, the state fair, man, it's deep fried everything, and I've been like actually like eating like clean again during the week. So like my body just was like upset with me. Like
why we did that?
It was so weird because I didn't have a stomach ache, but I just felt really bad because it's such an extreme going from eating freaking ground chicken with vegetables to
deep fried.
Literally everything you ate yesterday was deep fried.
Had batter on it.
Corn dog, funnel cake, deep fried gumbo. It wasn't that good.
How you deep fried gumbo?
I can't even describe that nonsense. It was not good.
It was in a bowl?
0 out of 10 would not recommend.
Wow.
It was weird. And like the dipping sauce was like roux, like gumbo roux. It was
weird. Okay.
If I would have took a picture, it still wouldn't make sense. It just wasn't it.
I can't even fathom that. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. And then like I say, like it wasn't like in a deep fried it had like rice. It was like I don't know what was.
It was a pot pie.
It was weird. No, it wasn't a liquid in the inside though. It was like just bread and then like stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, it wasn't it. So I don't know, man. My body just kind of. But I just been more into it, man. The goal is to try to spar top of the year for the first time.
It's coming.
I'm about to say top of the year is really only a few months away.
Like 2 months, maybe a month and a half.
That's why I think today was a paradigm shift for me when I when I went to run today, because I was like, it was a Saturday. I was like, man,
you really had to get yourself up.
And I was like, I'm gonna go at 10:15, and 10:15 came and went, but I still went, man, and got my little 2 miles in. And but I see the funny thing is, although I don't mess with cardio, it's good for my body. I think because I've been running so much up, in my earlier years, so like that's like part of me, like really getting my body together. So like that's kind of what's motivating me to stay on it too. To be honest with you, I like looking a certain way, and that's like
you look
helping
good.
me slim up a little bit, man, because I got a little thick in the midriff pause. So it's been good though, and like I said, that's pretty much it. Then I had like I don't know, man. Like sometimes you just gotta like look up and smell the roses. I had one of those moments Friday, man. I was like, life is good, man. Like life is real good, and I don't know, because sometimes you just be so in it that you don't like.
Yeah,
you just worry about what's next. Just kind of take that time to look to your left, look to your right.
Yeah.
Kind of see where you at and how far along you came, and
I
don't know. I just had one of the moments Friday. I was like, man, life is good. I was like, all my issues are first world problems, like extremely first world problems. So
I look at myself in the mirror a lot and say that.
Yeah. I normally be so fixated on like what's next in the future and trying to get stuff aligned, what I'm trying to do. I never just say, I don't know. I be having my moments, but sometimes I just be so caught up in it and thinking about what's next, or just I got a list of things I got to do. That's kind of how it's been lately. It's just been that busy, but I don't know. Just kind of took that moment and it was pretty good, man. And I don't know. Like I say, it was just one of the moments.
You told me something very pivotal last Friday when we was out for my birthday, and it's funny because I was explaining it to one of my friends. And it's just funny how like men do, like being we can be so stoic on the outside that like we rarely have those moments of like endearment. Like the endearment with us is so understood that we don't like vocalize it.
Men don't really do a great job vocalizing their endearment to one another. And it's funny, what brought this up is like yesterday somebody brought me out for drinks for my birthday. Shout out to you. She don't listen to the podcast, so she don't know. But we was talking and she was saying like, man, on my birthday when I'm with my friend, we be like every time like we cry at the end of the night because we be like, man, I love you. This is why I love you, and this is why I love. This is why you my best friend. This is why you my sister. And like she say, like that. She's like that's just part of the night. Like we're gonna we're gonna cry at some point during the night because we're gonna have that moment where we showing our endearment to each other. And I was like, man, that's crazy that you said that. Like that don't really happen with my friends a lot. Like it's there, like the love there, but the endearment don't be shown like that. Yeah,
but. When we was in our section, and we're not section hoppers, but you know what I mean. We just having a good time. We was like, man, Jew, You really my best friend. I'm glad. Don't nobody know me like you. I'm glad that you're my friend. You're my brother, whatever. And it was like 2 minutes, y'all. Like it was like a real moment. We was sitting on the couch. I'm sorry, Miko. We weren't sitting on the couch, and you told me that, and I was like, man, Ed. I was like, man, I love you too, man. All right, now let's take this shot. You know what I mean? And it was over. Like it was over, but it happened for like a quick minute, and it kind of rolls into the subject today. But like, that felt good to me because it affirmed what I feel about you too. Pause. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's gonna be a lot of pauses in this episode. But I'm here to tell you that was a real feeling. Like I'm not just saying that to intro a topic. Like. Because I brought that up yesterday at the dinner. Like I was talking to, of course, a woman, so maybe I was a little bit more open to talk about that kind of stuff. Because she's like, "Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that y'all do that." But I was like, man, those moments between men don't come as often as you think it do. Yeah. Well, not that you think it do, as often as it should. But that moment happened Friday, and that's the stuff that like you talking about how you had to pick your head up and smell the roses. It's those things that are said to me that help me smell the roses. Like, man, I really am loved. You know what I mean? Yeah. I really am loved. So that was affirming to me, which is good for me because, that's my love language. You know what I'm saying? And I know we want to dive into that. And I know when you think love language, you think intimate. But they do have your platonic ones too. You know what I mean? And that was one for me. Like I like being affirmed in platonic and intimate relationships. You know what I mean? Like I like when somebody affirms their love and endearment and like trust to me. Because like I'm a real big feedback person. Like some people can go through life and just act. You know what I mean? And don't gotta hear from nobody. Don't want to hear from nobody. Yeah. Don't need to hear from nobody. I do. You know what I mean? And I don't need. We ain't gotta have no benchmark every 6 weeks. But like, I like when those things come, and they it cements what I believe I thought I meant to somebody. Yeah. And that's what I need. Yeah. So I'm a words for affirmation guy. And just kind of like elaborate on it. I got the definitions here. So words for affirmation, it says, it's about expressing affection through spoken words, praise, or appreciation. When this is somebody's primary love language, like me, they enjoy kind words, encouragement, uplifting quotes, love notes, and cute text messages. I don't need that. You can make this person's day by complimenting them or pointing out what they do well. And that's what you did. You know what I mean? And on the flip side, when it comes to like my relationships, I do need those things to keep going. Because I believe myself to be a good man. Yeah. Some people may, disagree. I believe myself to do things the right way. And I like hinge myself on making good decisions, treat people in a genuine way that don't compromise their integrity or their character. I more so want you to keep that intact. You know what I mean? And I keep myself intact by making sure I'm treating people like that. So when in my mind, I think I'm doing this good. But a person like me, I need that to be said to me. So I know like, okay, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that was a long soliloquy. But first of all, I want to say thank you for that, man.
No problem, man.
Because that was some real stuff. And like I laughed at it just because how quick it happened. And I was just like, man.
Because I for sure just said that in passing, so I didn't even remember that until you just said it.
But see, you don't know what be heavy for somebody.
Yeah, I was just thinking that when you were saying it. I was like, I feel like that's these days where I like to just, whatever I feel towards somebody, I just like to let them know, because you just never know like what that'll mean to somebody. Yeah, but or if they need that at the time, you know.
I think I might have need. I guess it is proven that I did need that I hung on to it for a week. You know what I mean?
But yeah, man, you just never know what it might. Because I for sure just said it in passing. Like now, as you say it, I remember saying it, but
it was good. But it was genuine though. It was so genuine. It didn't feel like something you did. Yeah, it just felt like something that you just saying. You know, and that helped me. But I guess I would ask you, like, I touched on the love languages before, but How do you approach that? Like, how do you approach how you like somebody to show up for you, or what you need from somebody?
Well, yeah, I think for me, like, just for a long time, my main top two was quality time and physical touch, which women got like a running joke. They say that's all dudes' love language is gonna be physical touch. But now, honestly, I feel like for me, quality time is still one for me, but I think it's more words of affirmation, man, than physical touch, man. Like,
yeah.
Because it's like when you don't have that, when that's lacking, or you ain't got nobody speaking life into you.
That's the phrase I hear.
Or the opposite. When they doing the opposite to you. Because I've experienced the opposite, in my times. And man, that's
horrible.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that make you question who you are as a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And stuff. So I think those are my top two for me these days, is quality time and words of affirmation, which is crazy because I still, with words of affirmation though, it got to be like backed kind of
by
action. But sometimes too though, like you can do the action, but sometimes it's because sometimes words can help articulate to what extent you feel. Because you might do something for a person. You might, oh man, appreciate it. But you may not know that.
Yeah.
Behind that, I did this for you because I really care about you. And you, sometimes you like hearing it. Because like you said, like some people, they can just go through life and like just act and not wonder. And in a lot of scenarios, to be truthful, I am that way.
Yeah, I said I know you are that way. I know that's you.
I can just do that, and that's fine and dandy with me. But like I said, when it comes to like on the romantic side, that way I do like words of affirmation, because you can think something, but like, oh man, I didn't know it was on that level. Like, dang, I just thought, you messed with me, but I didn't know you, like,
Yeah, I didn't know you read into me that much.
Yeah, or like, oh shoot, I didn't know I meant that much to you. I just thought, so like I said, I feel like that's important too, and like just having somebody speaking life into you, especially like in a romantic level, where it's like in most cases that's probably like the person you communicate with the most. So that I feel like has a larger impact on you,
influence,
because it's something. Because it just got more. It hold more weight. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It was a different expression I was looking for, but I couldn't find it. But it just hold more weight because it's like, because like I say, if you get in the opposite, if you experience that with somebody not speaking life into you,
you're gonna feel
and this is something you hearing constantly every day, even if you don't believe it, to make you like question stuff.
Make sure. Yeah,
and it can just be a lot psychologically. So that's why I say like, whereas the affirmation and romantically, I mean, a lot of people have somebody speak life in me, say positive things. Like I say, it's not saying that whereas the affirmation mean you just lying to me, or like you ignoring the things that maybe that's I'm less becoming. Then like if I forget to take out the trash, you can still say that to me. Hey, you like
hey,
you
what's
got to
up?
take out the trash.
Yeah,
like, hey man, you need to get on top of that. But whereas the affirmation, just for me, because I think too, for me, like I'm big on like, especially like in romantic or like dynamics, is like I like to feel appreciated. The only way that you kind of can know that you appreciate
somebody tell you.
Is somebody telling you like, thank you. Wow, you really went out your way. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And
like I say, if for me, because I am usually one of them where it's like, okay, you ask me to do something, I just do it. But like I say, if you experiencing the opposite, most people not speaking life into you the opposite.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, you don't do this. I was like, wait, hold on now.
Yeah.
If he keeping score on tallies, what about this? I went out my way to do that.
I ain't even had to go over here.
This was on my off day.
Come on.
So hold on now. So it's like,
not the off day.
That's why it's like for me, whereas affirmation and the romantic dynamic is so important, because it's like, I need to feel appreciated.
Or there's certain things about you that you need affirmed. Like you might not need, like you don't need nobody to tell you like, hey, your body look good. You might not need that affirmed, but you need other things affirmed.
No, it's more so like I said, when it comes to like my acts, like with me, because just going out my way and doing for people, like
you don't need nobody to tell you a good man. You know you're a good man.
I mean, sure, that's cool. I wouldn't mind hearing it. Nothing physical though. Like,
yeah, you don't need like body positive.
Yeah, I don't need that kind of stuff. It's more so like the intangible things I need you to recognize about me and appreciate. Like, man, you really be going out your way for people. A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things about you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. See, that's kind of stuff where it's like, thank you for noticing. Like, man, I never know. You are a really good friend to your friends. It seems like you're the one that always be calling people and stuff.
You are.
And it's like, I am. Thank you. It's that kind of stuff that like, I like that kind of stuff. Not, you look good today.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked that, because words of affirmation is like, although it is a subset of a love language, it's still pretty vague. Yeah,
I might say that can mean a lot to a lot of different people.
Yeah, because I don't necessarily need somebody to tell me like, man, Jew, you are a good speaker. Or Jew, I love the way you keep your car clean or so. I don't really, because I don't be thinking about it like that. But like you said, it's like the intangible things, like the characteristics of myself, like my core values and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And sometimes it can be like frivolous stuff. When somebody tell me, you have some pretty good taste in music. Oh man, thank you.
Because I put a lot.
I'm really into music. So I appreciate that you mess with my my music. My music taste.
You're right. Like the stuff you into. You're right.
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that like it has a large impact on me. But it's so interesting though, because one of the things that when it comes to love language in like a romantic sense that I realized that I was doing wrong was that like when it comes to love languages, it's like most times you love people in your love language and not their love language.
Yeah, like what love mean to you?
Yeah, because like for me, like I say, if that means for me quality time and words of affirmation, but somebody else's love language might be acts of service and receiving gifts. So if I'm loving somebody in my love language to show that, hey, I'm trying to show that I appreciate you, and
they not gonna view that as like
the same because them not there. So
that's not there.
That's like
yours.
If somebody used to give me a gift, I'm gonna just be like, okay, thanks, I guess. Yeah. But for somebody else, if that's their love language,
like, you don't like it?
Why you don't ever buy me stuff? Like that means
a lot to me.
Yeah. So it's like I think that's like where people like mess up a lot because they, like I say, they love people in their love in their own love language instead of the other person's love language.
Right. I've been caught up in that because I do have the tendency to think I'm doing the right thing. Almost in a stubborn way. Like, man, this is a good thing. Like, you're not harmed. Like, this actually gonna make you, better. But it's like, Jew, you decide that for me. You decided that for me. You didn't let me decide that for myself. You know what I'm saying? I had that tendency. So I have been told like, hey, this is how I need you to show up for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, in those situations, it did hurt me. Because, look, it's not affirming something. You know what I mean? Which is what I need. Yeah. It's actually them doing the opposite, but for a better result. It's like, hey, you didn't do this right. You know what I mean? And it's not because your intention was wrong. It's just that what it means to me and what it means to you is two different things.
I think that's common when people try to love people in their love language instead of the other.
Because that's how they want to. That's how they understand it.
Yeah, and that's what love is to you. Because that's how you want to see. That's how you want it to be for you. And like I said, I think that was something I had to realize. I was like, oh no, I gotta love a person in their love language, and because you are a witness it too. Like sometimes that's where it be like the disconnect if another person is loving you in their love language. They do stuff, but it's like this don't mean to me what it mean to you.
And that's such an empty feeling. Like, oh, I thought I did something good.
Yeah,
and you see it don't got the effect that you thought you wanted.
And it can be a little deflating and defeating at times. Yeah, it can be, but it's like
definitely
it's because that's what it is. It's like
that's the miss.
That means something to you, but it don't mean the same to them. Like I say, if you buy me a gift, that don't mean the same as if you would have just like told me that you appreciate me or something. It's like something intangible, or if we just hang out. Yeah. So I think
we gotta. So I'm reading from the article verywellmind.com. They got a couple different breakdowns. They got all the love languages broken down, and a couple other things that love languages like foster. You know what I mean? And they got the 5 love languages, and under it says, love languages can help maintain intimacy. They can create empathy. And under the love language creates empathy section, it says, as you learn more about how your partner experiences love, like you just said, you learn to empathize with them. It helps you step outside of yourself for a moment and take a look at what makes another person feel significant and loved. And then it goes on in the second paragraph. When couples are committed to learning and using love languages, they increase their emotional intelligence and learn how to put someone else's need above their own. Instead of speaking their own love language to their partner, they learn how to speak in a language that their partner understands. Yeah. That's just a very scholastic way.
I'm going to say kind of what I just was saying, yeah.
I like the part where it says it helps you step out of yourself for a moment and take a look at what makes another person feel significant and loved. Because that's what you're trying to promote in a relationship, right? You are my significant other. I'm trying to show you what you mean to me. You know what I mean? But I got to do that in terms that you understand and not terms that I want you to understand.
Or in terms that what it mean to me, but what it like. It's almost like I would explain it. It's like, which this probably won't help people, but it's like it's almost like you talking in different languages, like actual languages,
like Spanish or English.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you saying that to them, but they don't understand. So you gotta speak in their language, and it's the same as like for them to understand. It's like, well, yeah, if you try and show them that you do, love them or whatever, you got to do it in ways that they'll understand it. Because if you do it for the way you understand it, it may not be the same. So it's interesting, man, and I think it's important to know like your love languages and like to speak with somebody like that. Because like I said, I learned that the hard way because, in like previous relationships, I was just trying to show it in what love meant to me, like what my love languages was. That's how I was trying to show it to other people, another person. It was like they couldn't get it because that wasn't theirs, So I feel like that is a great conversation to have, like when you first, like start dating somebody to know.
You gotta have that conversation.
Yeah, to understand, like, okay, this is what means stuff to them. Not me just buying them something, but me doing a act of service for them, or me spending quality time. They care about that.
Right. And sometimes, like, I found that when you're trying to act out somebody else's love language, it can be hard for you. You know what I mean? Like previous relationships, like gifts, like flowers were a big thing, and like I never really understood flowers, like. Yeah. You buy them, they die. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't keep up with them. So it's like, that don't even seem like a good gift. Yeah. But it means something to them. So like, I got to go do it. But like me, like you will find when you're trying to do that. And I think there's a kind of like, I kind of think like, I ain't gonna lie, this is a little nerdy. Kind of think like Avatar, Last Airbender. The hardest element for Aang to learn was the one that was like opposite of him. Yeah. His was air, so earth was the hardest one. A firebender's, hardest element to learn is water because it's opposite. So.
I thought fire was hard for him to learn, no?
No, I'm talking about just benders, period.
Just
whatever the opposite.
Oh, yeah. Whatever
your opposite element. So, like, I look at love languages like that. Like, I feel like gift giving is like the opposite.
Yeah, I don't get that because I'm not materialistic.
Yeah, because I'm not that person.
So I don't understand.
Yeah,
like how that can make somebody. Because I've never gotten anything I wanted, and it made me feel happy. Because stuff's just stuff to me.
Yeah, it don't evoke emotion out of me to receive something. So this kind of like love bending. You know what I mean?
Because it is the same. Where it's like you may not get it, but if that means something to them.
But like I can understand. But like, it's kind of like circular. Like I can understand physical touch. I don't always need somebody touching me, but I get it. I know what can be conveyed through that. Gifts, not so much. But what I'm saying is, if the person you are dealing with, your significant other, partner, whatever, that's their love language, it can feel tough, like acting out that love language because like you just don't get it. And I had to tell myself like it's okay if I don't get it now. This is what they need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That used to be a hard thing for me. Like, bro, Jew, put your feelings to the side about what you even think about flowers. Get the damn flowers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say she say she like flowers, get her flowers. You know? And that used to be hard for me. But I just realized because like how I viewed that was just totally
that's
opposite.
how I go. And then like for me, I don't know. There is love languages in like platonic relationships. I feel like guys though, we don't like. I feel like our stuff is like kind of universal. Like
it's kind of
guys don't. I feel like
kind of standard.
I feel like women in their friendships it is more. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's different than guys' dynamics with their friends.
Like their bonds include a little bit more in the formula than the.
Than men.
Okay, let's just be honest. Women friendships are a little bit more intimate than men's.
Yeah, for sure.
They involve the intimate levels of their friendships along with their platonic. Like they put that's in the formula of friendship for them.
Yeah,
I get that. Not so much romantic, but intimate though. Like a closeness. You know what I mean?
Like sharing feelings and stuff. Where guys are kind of like Somebody might say, "What you been on?" I had that ask one of my friends. I was staying out the way.
All right,
and it was like, "Oh, for sure," and that was it. It wasn't.
I did. Hey, think about it. Hey, come over here, man. Let's drink a couple of beers, watch the game. You know, listen to some music. Women be like, "Come on, let's over here watch a movie. We gonna sleep in the same bed." You know, like they do that. Like, you know what I mean?
It's just different dynamics. But yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Like, for me, like love languages, I think are more so like in the romantic, because platonically, like, but you know,
but love languages exist platonically.
Yeah, platonically it does.
They do.
But I think for me, it's like, I think my love language platonically is probably just
treat me right.
Yeah, kind of just, I guess, quality time and just words of affirmation. It's like if you got the time though, because like I don't know, I feel like in friendships, it's kind of like if, you know, you can. If not, that's fine, you know?
I get it. And
especially like since, too, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like some of my friends, they just in like the phase of their life where they actually got families now. So like.
They don't need you to be that.
Or they can't be that to you because they got
their own.
Own stuff involved, to worry about now. And it's like, it's almost unfair to ask somebody that of them, you know.
Well, then you got to ask yourself, how do you experience closeness with someone else? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a little bit more like, it's a spectrum, right? Masculine, feminine. I'm not all the way on the masculine. I'm like right here. Mm-hmm. You know, like I'm not perfectly in the middle because I don't need to sleep in the bed with none of my friends, nothing like that. Yeah. But like, there is an intimate love that I have for all my friends. Mm-hmm. I will tell you that.
Yeah. And
that's why I love the first sentence of this. It says you learn to empathize with them. So you say, hey, you tell me your love language is like words of affirmation. What's that rooted in, Ed? You know what I mean? Like, what about your background, your upbringing, your childhood makes you require that? Mm-hmm. But we don't just talk like that, but like we learn that through conversations and experience and things like that. So I know when you dealing with somebody like a woman, and I'm talking to them and I'm trying to gauge if she a good person for you, I'm reading those things like, do she do that? Do she exhibit any tendencies to even have that type of capacity to give you what you want? You know what I'm saying? Because I know he need this. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to be pause, you know? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, you look out for your friends like that. Mm-hmm. Same thing with, our homeboy on the couch over there. Like, I know the things that he don't like. And you learn that through learning your friends' love languages. And I think they do exist like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But most of our friends do operate from just words of affirmation.
Yeah, I was thinking just more words of affirmation kind of.
But what I'm saying is, I'm saying is like that does have the possibility to exist because it exists with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know how to keep myself like good. You know what I mean? I don't need y'all here all the time. You ain't got to hit me up every day and say, "Jew, I love you." You know what I mean? But I know it's there. So Yeah, but I get you.
That would frankly creep me out if one of my friends did that every single day.
No.
That's a bit much.
Well, you had one friend.
Hey, yo.
You have?
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. But yeah, man, I do think it's really good that and getting to know people, that is kind of like one of the questions that's like generally asked.
Yeah, for sure.
These days about love languages, because I do think that's important to know, to even like I say, to even try to like. And I know it always say love languages, and it make you seem like, oh, this can only be involved with love. But it's really just like to I almost say it's how you pour into them, how you pour into that person. It's like you may be trying to do that by just always trying to buy somebody something, but if they're not really that interested in something like that, that won't move them.
Yeah,
so that's why I say it's like, that's why it's important, even like when you just get to know somebody, trying to date them, and you trying to just like progress and get to know them, that you know they love language, to kind of know, like you say, the language in which to speak to them.
And also like when I talk to like a romantic significant other or whatever, a romantic partner, me learning those love languages helps me learn more about you, kind of like how I just stated.
Yeah,
but more of an intimate level. Because I ain't gonna lie, I might be a little maniacal, because I like to know how you work. I want to know how your brain works. I want to know I want to know your thought process. Like I want to know that. Like, and I ain't gonna even want. I need to know that.
Yeah,
I need to know how those things click for you in your mind, so that I can understand you more.
Yeah,
and like
better understand the person.
And the love language are like a gateway to that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
They could be a gateway to that, and that's why they're important for me to talk about. You know. And they can get lost along the way. I had previous relationship where things got fuzzy, but you know,
and too, and then it's important too, because some like I say, some for me, if like what you consider number one, that might tell me to like maybe how compatible we can be. Because like if receiving gifts is like your number one,
I can't do that.
I just think
I can't do. I can't show up like that all the time.
Yeah, I just don't think that is something that
like I can do it, but I can't do it enough for you.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like you said, I just know that's not how I would like to try to show up. Like I say, so that's why I think that's important to know, because it kind of just, you know, give you that insight on that and just better understanding someone.
And you know, man, just to cap it off real quick, you know, most people feel like they got to be boxed into these 5 things. You know, because I've seen articles that say they got 7 love languages. I've seen some they got 11. This is just a good way to categorize it, and like how you need to show it for someone, or how you want somebody to show it for you. Did you have trouble identifying your love languages early on? Like, did you know what it was, but you couldn't put words to it?
No. Like I said, I think the challenge for me was learning that, okay, that's my love language, but I can't love somebody in my love language. I have to love them in their love language. I think that was like the most eye-opening thing for me. But as far as just that note, just kind of discovering what mine were, no, I never really had a hard time. Like I say, I do think like as I got older, mine changed. Like I say, where it was just quality time, physical touch. Yeah. Physical touch doesn't really hold the same weight for me anymore. It's important, but not. Whereas the affirmation went ahead of that one now. So,
and you know what's so funny? I ain't gonna lie to you. I would admit this on the pod. I probably do get some mixed signals, because I'm a very affectionate person when I'm with my partner. Like when I'm with them, I am affectionate. Like I hug and kiss and stuff like that. But like, you know, I mean, they do happen in rankings, right? So physical touch was probably like my third one, because I think it was words of affirmation, acts of service, then physical touch. I am an affectionate person, but like I like the physical touch, like how you explained it earlier. I like that to be the backing of the words that you said. Like, man, I love being around you, Ju. Like, you give me a security that, you know what I mean, makes me feel comfortable. So when we are out and you holding my arm, you know what I'm saying? You acting on the thing that you already affirmed for me. she holding my arm because she like to see she feels secure when she with me. So that's why she holding my arm.
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that conceited? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that cements it for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I work. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, man. You know, it might have show up in other places for other people.
Yeah, but I think I can say love language is interesting. I definitely think like too. Just
it became such a big thing, huh?
Yeah, I just feel like my last little tidbit before we go ahead and end this is that the most important thing to remember is always that you have your love languages and another person has their love languages, and you have to love them in their love language, not your love language, because that'll just always be a disconnect.
Yeah. And if you are struggling, like for younger people or older people that are struggling to figure out their love languages, you got to think about the things that make you feel seen, make you feel significant.
Mm-hmm.
What things give you that little,
what makes you feel appreciated?
Yeah, make you feel appreciated. What gives you drive to even want to be there? You know, like this helps me. You know, and I'm a very feeling based person, so you get that feeling, you'll know what it is. So
yeah.
What is it, episode 86?
Yeah, it's been episode 86 of the Transferable Experience podcast.
Cup of season here.
Yeah, the temperature is dropping.
Hey, man.
It was cold. Like
Monday. Sunday night, Monday.
I say one morning I walked outside and it was 45 degrees.
Monday, bro. Monday.
Like, it's cold.
Monday is cold. I had to put.
I'm glad we didn't stay there because that was too abrupt.
Yeah. I
think that's why my body kind of felt a little weird.
You turned your heat on yet?
Nah,
me neither. I've been fighting it.
But yeah.
I just opened the door. But go ahead, man. Episode 86. Take us out there.
Transferable Experience podcast. Like always, remember to do all the things on all the things. Until next time.